code below to shop these deals before they're gone on morningsave.com, and that is the extra real deal. And that about does it for us this weekend. Again, a big welcome to my New York co-host, Mona Kosar Abdi.
Thanks, Melvin. Appreciate you, friend. Let's do it again next weekend. Well, that's a wrap from Edge here at Hudson Yards. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we will see you right back here on Monday. Bye.
Extra, the podcast, where we go more in-depth with the celebrities you love.
We're going deep.
New episodes will be available weekly on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Dr. Chandra R. Williams has been
always accepting new customers. Call Gatman Heating and Air for your temperature-controlled comfort.
We appreciate the opportunity to earn your business.
News Channel 6, celebrating 70 wonderful years. Weather headlines on News Channel 6, brought to you by Jamie Casino Injury Attorneys.
We had a very wet Sunday morning, a lot of heavy rain, and some storms we had to work with. Now skies are beginning to clear, and we'll have plenty of sunshine as we go into the work week with no rain until we go into the weekend. I'll have all the details on your forecast coming up. Right now on News Channel 6 at 6, the community comes together to remember lives lost to suicide. We tell you about an organization working on prevention. Plus, could climate change call for new skills? Economic experts say as electric vehicles and other tech advances boom in the Peach State, Georgia's workforce needs a different type of training. And it's Hispanic Heritage Month across the nation. We tell you where you can celebrate right here in the CSRA. Your news at 6 starts right now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Renetta Dubose, and thank you so much for joining us here on News Channel 6 at 6. Coverage you can count on begins with a death investigation in Columbia County. Deputies responded to Willow Lake in Evans around 3:45 p.m. for a shooting. When they arrived, they found a man and woman in a home between the dining room area and the front door with one gunshot wound each. The man had a firearm next to his body. The two people are identified as 51-year-old Larry Jacobs and 49-year-old Tijuana Dent. A shooting in Augusta left one person injured. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office responded to East Boundary Street last night, where they found a man with a gunshot wound. He was taken to the hospital. No word on his condition now. September marks Suicide Prevention Month, so the Georgia chapter of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention travels to different parts of the state, sharing its message. Bria Smith attended a local walk the organization put on this morning.
My mother committed suicide like 7 years ago, and then I also my best friend, her daughter, as well.
Dina Ford knows what it feels like to lose loved ones to suicide. She says that's why she and her family showed up to Pendleton King Park to walk and support.
Oh, it's like an emotional experience, like just being here and just seeing the people come together, even though they're strangers. It means a lot, and it's a good way to remember your family and your loved ones.
Chelsea Piat tells us she put on the Out of the Darkness walk in Augusta, rain or shine, to help bridge the gap between people and communities.
To come bring hope, support, and healing to those who may be struggling, to those who have lost a loved one, and especially year-round, but especially during Suicide Prevention Month, we're really happy to be out here.
Piat says suicide is the third leading cause of death for people between the ages of 10 to 34 in the state of Georgia.
The more we can get our message out and the more people we can reach, the better. Just again, talking about it, having a conversation, checking on your loved ones, letting them know you're here. And if you're struggling, just reach out to someone.
Members in the community say while the walk was one way to say I see you and I feel you, there are many other ways to do it.
Honor beads are really special because each color represents a different loss or a different connection to the cause. And so I like the circle. It actually worked out. So it's a great way for people to not only honor what their reason is for walking or who their reason is, but to also make connections in a circle around you, right? So again, I'm wearing a gold bead. I lost my dad to suicide. So if I see someone wearing a gold bead, I can go up to them and say, hey, I hear you. I understand you.
The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention has more information on resources like a 24-hour suicide and crisis lifeline. For more on that information, visit WJBF.com. In Augusta, Bria Smith, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Maria, thanks for that report. Meteorologist Jen Petranci joins us now with a first look at the forecast. It was a rainy one this morning, Maria.
Yes, it was, Renetta. We had around 2 to 3 inches of rain come down in portions of Aiken County, Saluda, and Edgefield. Just around an inch here in town in Augusta. Notice in our western counties, around half an inch in Louisville, but pretty much no rain around Sparta, Sandersville, down to Wrightsville. It was a cooler day for everyone, though. Here in Augusta, we had a high of only 81 degrees. 7 degrees below our normal high of 88, and I'm expecting these low 80s to stick around over the next several days to come. Not expecting any 90s anytime soon. In fact, we could even see some upper 70s by this time next week. But on Live Viper 6 now, notice we are done with the rain. All the showers and storms are along the coastline and a few pop-up storms in southern Georgia. That's where there's some flooding happening now over in Charleston. For us, though, in the CSRA, skies are beginning to clear. Still pretty cloudy, though, on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam from Augusta Marriott. Temperature-wise, we have a big variety, anywhere from the low 70s into low 80s. 80 degrees in Augusta, Wrightsville 82, 79 in Edgefield, and 82 in Washington. Big spread of dew points as well, low to mid-60s in some of our northern and western counties, but more moisture down towards the south where the rain just ended. Still feeling those muggy conditions with dew points in the low 70s. So we had this low pressure system come through today, still centered across our area, but as I mentioned, showers and storms now focused along the coastline, and I'm not expecting any more rain tonight or for tomorrow. A mostly sunny start, temperatures in those upper 60s, making it into the low 80s by the afternoon and evening. We'll keep it rain-free all work week long. Plenty of sunshine with continued below average temperatures both in the morning and afternoon. And then we could have some possible rain over the weekend. I'll have all the details on that coming up. But back to you, Renetta.
Jenna, thanks. Business leaders want to create a new greenhouse economy in 22 new clean energy projects with more than $18 billion invested. This could lead to around 16,000 clean energy jobs. September is National Hispanic Heritage Month, and the city of Savannah attracted people far and wide yesterday to participate in a parade and festival. Here's Nakia Harris.
It was a day spent singing, dancing, eating, and recognizing Hispanic heritage, bringing together many walks of life in downtown Savannah. For the month of September, it's all about spotlighting Hispanic culture, and participants of a Venezuelan dance company says recognizing this is important.
We want to represent our culture since we are not able to visit our country because of many things that are happening right now, and we want to be able to, spread the world to our culture and our traditions and everything.
Sarah Pedraza with AmeriGroup Community Care works with the Hispanic community regularly and says this is a great way to expand one's knowledge about different cultures.
I have seen many different cultures come together as one. We do back to school events as well, and I've seen it here locally as well. When I've been here, it's an amazing opportunity for everyone to learn about the Latino Hispanic culture during the month of Hispanic Heritage Month.
According to Metro Savannah Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, this is a movement that promotes diversity, unity, and cultural exchange.
I think that the best thing to do is to just look around and see how beautiful it is to recognize that there are so many different cultures. There's just so much variety that us humans have around the world, and to be able to meet our culture is something so beautiful. So definitely something that people should look forward to because it'll definitely feel you.
And in the CSRA, we will have our Hispanic Heritage festivities, beginning with the 2023 Festival Hispanio at Augusta Common. That will be September 29th from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., and it continues September 30th from noon to 11 p.m. Festival goers will be immersed in a fiesta of colors, flavor, and rhythm that will transport them to the heart of Latin America. Also happening September 30th, Saluda will host its Hispanic Heritage Festival. It will begin at noon at the Saluda Park on South Jefferson Street. The event will be free and open to the public. And if you cannot make it to either of those events, there will be the 5th annual Fiesta Latina de la Familia Fest on October 7th from noon to 9 p.m. at the Augusta Common. There will be food from both Hispanic and Latin countries, live performances, and activities for the kids. Still ahead, could the rain be here to stay as fall pushes in this week? Meteorologist Jennifer Tracci has your full weather forecast after the break.
The WJBF iView Network is sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service.
Tired of what you see at all those other stores?
Come see Weinberger's Furniture's new accessories. Check out the selection that changes daily.
See our huge rug department. Buy a beautiful rug, and if it doesn't work, just bring it back.
Can't decide what you need? We have stress-free in-home design.
Our experts help you create customized spaces you'll love, right in your own home.
Can you really get all this at prices better than the internet?
Yes, you can.
Full fall savings event.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
I hope you had an awesome weekend. It was a rainy Sunday morning for sure, around 2 to 3 inches of rain in some of the Midlands, Aiken, Edgefield, Saluda County. Now notice we are rain-free though, just some spotty showers and storms in southern Georgia and a lot of rain along the coastline all the way up into North Carolina. Flooding going on around Charleston now, but we are drying out now. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam outside the station. Still pretty cloudy, but it will look completely different tomorrow. We'll have plenty of sunshine in store. 80 degrees as our temperature right now, dew point of 64. Our dew points will drop this week. It'll be nice and dry with some lower humidity and also the cooler temperatures. Right now, seeing those upper 70s from McCormick down to Bamberg, only 75 in Allendale. A little bit warmer out towards the west in the low 80s where they stayed rain-free today. Notice we are starting to see that clearing as well. Clouds moving off towards the northeast as this low pressure system also moves in that direction. And behind that, we don't have much happening, so that's what's in store for us. Plenty of sunshine going into the work week. Here's Tropical Storm Nigel, 65-mile-per-hour winds. It's out towards the east of Bermuda here, and will continue to stay out in the open Atlantic. No threats to the United States or really any land here, but it will become a major hurricane, so lucky for us, we don't have to worry about that. Back here in town, though, tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, making it into around 82 degrees. We'll have some cooler mornings as well, 58 for the start of your Monday, 55 on Tuesday, then getting a little bit warmer, but still keeping it below average with no chance of rain until we go into next weekend. Then we'll bring in a 30% chance, as it is possible that low pressure could form off the coast of Florida here and move up the coast of Georgia and South Carolina. Our models are showing very different possibilities here. This particular run is showing this move inland, which means, of course, a pretty messy, rainy weekend for us. But there's other models that show it staying out to sea. So, of course, there's a lot of uncertainty here. We're still 7 days out, but as of now, keeping those rain chances at 30% for your weekend. Our lows tonight will be in the upper 50s to low 60s. A cool start to your Monday. Highs in the low 80s once again. Notice that average high is 88, but we'll be nowhere near that. In fact, I'm expecting those upper 70s with the possibility of rain over this weekend, which includes the first day of fall on Saturday. And we'll be right back.
For the third day, nearly 13,000 auto workers are on strike, shutting down production at plants in 3 states. The union saying they will expand to more plants if their demands are not met. Here's Alex Pache.
The United Auto Workers back at the negotiating table this weekend. The union said there were reasonably productive conversations with Ford on Saturday. Stellantis says it upped its offer to a nearly 21% increase for hourly wages, in line with earlier 20% offers from GM and Ford. But UAW President Shawn Fain tells CBS that offer from Stellantis is a no-go, and said it would be a no-go for the other automakers as well.
We've asked for 40% pay increases, and the reason we asked for 40% pay increases is because in the last 4 years alone, the CEO pay went up 40%. They're already millionaires.
Among the union's demands, a return to pension plans, better retiree health care, cost of living adjustments, and a 40% pay increase.
From the workers' point of view, it's a matter of catching up and of protecting their jobs in the future. For the car companies, it's a matter of remaining competitive with non-UAW companies.
Nearly 13,000 union members walked off the job on Friday.
We have to do what we have to do to provide for our families, our future,
The big three automakers say their offers have been generous and that the union should be reasonable. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries traveled to Detroit Sunday to support the workers.
If you work hard and play by the rules, you should be able to provide a comfortable living for yourself, for your family, educate your children, purchase a home, and one day retire with grace and dignity.
The targeted strike already triggering temporary layoffs for 2,000 GM employees, Ford laying off 600. The UAW president outraged by the cuts, saying in a statement, they don't have to lay off a single employee. In fact, they could double every auto worker's pay, not raise car prices, and still rake in billions of dollars. Alex Brachet, ABC News, Toledo, Ohio.
Coming up, the Panthers host the Saints in Monday Night Football. Graham Lee has sports next.
After an extra lead, the third, and the Braves won't be able to avoid the sweep, and the Marlins win big in this one, 16-2, and the Braves will come home to face the Phillies tomorrow for a 7:20 first pitch. Renetta, that's your sports for now.
All right, we're in that prime football season.
Yes,
right?
I know.
The weather's coming for it. It's perfect.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, Graham Lee, thanks again for your hosting tonight. Coming up, how VHS tapes may help you earn money. Those details up next.
Back in Los Angeles, this message is brought to you by the Lower Savannah Council of Governments.
Well, if you're like me and you have VHS tapes collecting dust, some could be worth a fortune. Vintage collectors on eBay are paying a premium for certain classics. Of course, there is a catch. The tapes must be either new or in pristine condition. Now, here are some of the titles going for big bucks. A graded 10 copy of Back to the Future. It's currently listed at more than $14,000. A 2002 limited edition of E.T. selling for $39,000. And a first print of the Goonies. That's $125,000. It's time to go digging.
Do you have any of those, Renetta, on your shelves?
I don't have any of those, but I need to go on and see what I have. But you know what? I used to tape just on blank tapes a lot of times off cable, so I don't know.
Was that allowed?
I'm sure it was. You know, everybody had like a VHS recorder.
Yeah, that's true. I used to have Barney on VHS and all those kid movies.
Yeah.
That was about when I was, 2 years old. So for me currently, I don't have any in my apartment, but my parents have some back at the house. When I was coming up, watched a lot of VHS stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure you had Barney too.
Yeah, Barney especially, yes. That was definitely
Barney
my childhood.
is a classic.
Well, here's a final look at our 10-day forecast. Plenty of sunshine this week with temperatures staying very consistent. We'll be at 83 degrees as our high Monday all the way through Wednesday, then 82 on Thursday. Our lows will also be below normal in the mid to upper 50s, and then we could even see some upper 70s as we go into the first day of fall, along with some weekend showers and storms and isolated rain chances next week.
And as the weather cools, you'll want to pull out those VHS tapes and stay home and watch them.
I'm excited for fall, Jen, I tell you what.
Me too.
Really excited. Favorite season of the year.
Me too.
Me three.
Good morning, America.
We had a rainy Sunday morning, but the sun is coming back out tomorrow. We're going to have a beautiful week ahead with continued below average temperatures. Highs only in the low 80s and our low temperatures on the cool side. I'll have all the details on your forecast coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 11, the community comes together to remember the lives lost to suicide. We tell you about an organization working on prevention. Plus, could climate change call for new skills? Economic experts say as electric vehicles and other tech advances boom in the Beach State, Georgia's workforce needs a different type of training. And on the next Jenny Show, the president of the Somerville Alumni Association tells us what the AU Brewing Q brings to the community. Your News at 11 starts right now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Good evening, I'm Renetta Dubose, and thank you for joining us for News Channel 6 at 11. Coverage you can count on begins with a death investigation in Columbia County. Deputies responded to Willow Lake and Evans around 3:45 p.m. for a shooting. When they arrived, they found a man and a woman in a home between the dining room area and the front door with one gunshot wound. The man had a firearm next to his body. The two people are identified as 51-year-old Larry Jacobs and 49-year-old Tijuana Dent. September marks Suicide Prevention Month, so the Georgia chapter of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention travels to different parts of the state sharing its message. Bria Smith attended a local walk the organization put on this morning.
My mother committed suicide like 7 years ago, and then I also my best friend, her daughter, as well.
Dina Ford knows what it feels like to lose loved ones to suicide. She says that's why she and her family showed up to Pendleton King Park to walk and support.
Always like an emotional experience, like just being here and just seeing the people come together, even though they're strangers. It means a lot, and it's a good way to remember your family and your loved ones.
Chelsea Piat tells us she put on the Out of the Darkness walk in Augusta, rain or shine, to help bridge the gap between people and communities.
To come bring hope, support, and healing to those who may be struggling, to those who have lost a loved one, and especially year-round, but especially during Suicide Prevention Month, we're really happy to be out here.
Piat says suicide is the third leading cause of death for people between the ages of 10 to 34 in the state of Georgia.
The more we can get our message out and the more people we can reach, the better. Just again, talking about it, having a conversation, checking on your loved ones, letting them know you're here. And if you're struggling, just reach out to someone.
Members in the community say while the walk was one way to say I see you and I feel you, there are many other ways to do it.
Honor beads are really special because each color represents a different loss or a different connection to the cause. And so I like the circle. It actually worked out. So it's a great way for people to not only honor what their reason is for walking or who their reason is, but to also make connections in a circle around you, right? So again, I'm wearing a gold bead. I lost my dad to suicide. So if I see someone wearing a gold bead, I can go up to them and say, hey, I hear you. I understand you.
The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention has more information on resources like a 24-hour suicide and crisis lifeline. For more on that information, visit WJBF.com. In Augusta, Bria Smith, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Bria, thanks for that report. Meteorologist Jenna Petrashke joining us now with the first look at the forecast. And Jenna, we had a pretty cool day today.
Yeah, our high temperatures only topped off in the low 80s. That's 7 degrees below normal. So we're done with the 90s as we're getting ready for the first day of fall. In fact, it's only going to get even cooler as we go into next weekend, and we'll get into that later on. But in the meantime, here's a look at today's almanac. We also had 1.07 inches of rain in Augusta, around 2 to 3 inches in parts of Aiken, Edgefield, and Saluda County. With all that rain we had early this morning, you may have run into that earlier when headed out to church or anything for your Sunday plans. But now things are looking much better. Those skies are clearing, clouds pushing off towards the east, and that's where all the rain is as well. This is a low pressure system that started out in the Gulf, moved up in our direction, brought us the rain this morning, and now all those showers and storms are mostly out to sea, and we have nice clearing conditions now. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam outside the station. Our temperatures are starting to fall. We're seeing some upper 60s now, 66 in Thompson and Evans, Augusta at 69, 72 in Allendale, Wrightsville at 68, 65 in Crawfordville, and 69 as well in Waynesboro, with a big variety in dew points. We are seeing the low 60s anywhere from McCormick down to Sparta. Then they increase the further into the CSRA you go, 67 in Augusta and Aiken, and those low 70s in our southeastern counties where there's still a lot of moisture. So feeling more muggy in certain parts of our area, but for tomorrow morning, looking good for everyone. Mostly sunny, some areas of patchy fog are possible. 77 by the lunch hour, making it into the low 80s once again. Very similar high temperatures to what we had today. We'll keep it rain-free all work week long. Plenty of sunshine, below average temperatures continuing. And then over the weekend, we will have some rain possible, and that's a more complicated part to our forecast. I'll explain all the details of that coming up. Back to you, Renetta.
Jenna, thanks. Business leaders rally to create a new greenhouse economy upcoming event on the Means Report Monday. That's tomorrow at 12:30 here on News Channel 6. Then on Tuesday, the Jenny Show, we look at a great way to kick off Parent and Family Weekend at one local college, the 20th Annual Augusta U Brew and Q. The president of the Somerville Alumni Association will join Jenny to tell us what the Brew and Q supports and how to get tickets. Kyle Scott says it's a fun night for the whole family. and it's for everyone in the community, not just Augusta Jaguars.
And then we have Scotty's Barbecue, we have the Mason jars, we have, like I said, inflatables, face paints for the kids, a lot of activities. This is a community event, so we want everybody from the community to come out. It's a wonderful family event. We got great live music, great food, and tons of activities for the kids.
We've also got exciting news about a breakthrough gene therapy for the most common form of muscular dystrophy, how it's giving hope to thousands of families. And the CSRA Musicians and Directors Guild has a big event coming up this month. Find out all about it Tuesday at 12:30 on Jenny. In the CSRA, we will have our Hispanic Heritage festivities. It kicks off with the 2023 Festival Hispanio at Augusta Common. That's September 29th from 6 p.m. until 11 and continues September 30th from noon to 11 p.m. Festival goers will be immersed in a fiesta of colors, flavor, and rhythm that will transport them to the heart of Latin America. Also happening September 30th, Saluda will host its Hispanic Heritage Festival. It will begin at noon at the Saluda Park on South Jefferson Street. The event will be free to the public, and if you cannot make it to either of those events, there will be the 5th annual Fiesta Latina de la Familia Fest on October 7th from noon to 9 p.m. at the Augusta Common. There will be food from both Hispanic and Latin countries, live performances, activities for the kids too. Coming up, meteorologist Jennifer Carty has a complete weather forecast after the break.
Child Traffic Number 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Good Sunday evening. I hope you enjoyed your weekend and hopefully you dodged the rain today. We had some heavy rain come down across the metro and some of our South Carolina counties, but now it's dry for everyone. Overall, a pretty pleasant night. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at Washington Road. Our skies are clearing and our temperatures are falling. We're sitting at 69 degrees, dew point of 67 with a west wind of 7 miles per hour. Seeing those upper 60s to low 70s, a little bit warmer from Barnwell over into Millen, sitting in those low 70s. 70 in Waynesboro, 68 though in Sandersville, only 66 in Crawfordville, 66 as well in Edgefield, and 68 now in Aiken. There's the clearing skies, clouds moving off towards the coastline, not seeing any rain across the CSRA, but we had a lot of that this morning. There it all is now out to sea along this low pressure system. So this started out in the Gulf of Mexico, moved into our direction early this morning, but it's been dry for the majority of our day, and tomorrow will be completely dry. Starting out your Tuesday morning, mostly clear, plenty of sunshine with very similar temperatures to what we had today, only topping off in the low 80s. Now, when it comes to our mornings, we will be below normal by a lot, especially on Tuesday morning. Low temperature of only 55 degrees. That is 10 degrees below our average of 65, and also no chance of rain all the way through Friday. Then over the weekend, it becomes iffy, and we'll get into that in just a moment, but I do want to touch on the tropics. We have Tropical Storm Nigel that's now at 70-mile-per-hour winds as of the 11 p.m. advisory. That's just a few miles per hour shy of becoming a Category 1 hurricane. Now, the good news is that Nigel will not be impacting land, especially not the United States, and it will be strengthening all the way up to a major hurricane just like Lee did, so another very powerful storm that's fortunately staying away from land. Now, in addition to Lee, we also have a wave off the coast of Africa that's expected to emerge at a 50% chance, but I want to draw your attention to this area off our coast. There's Augusta, and here's this yellow circle with a 20% chance of development over the next 7 days. This is new as of 11 o'clock, but if you watched during the 6 p.m. show, I did touch on this, and now it does have the chance of becoming tropical, which definitely doesn't surprise me based off how things are looking here. It's expected to form a low pressure area off the coast of northeastern Florida and move into our direction. This is Friday evening at 10 o'clock. Now, there's a lot of uncertainty between the models here on how intense this will be and how far inland it will go, but this particular model is showing a decent amount of rain on Saturday, so definitely keep that in mind for any plans you may be scheduling. But as I mentioned, there's still a lot of uncertainty there, and we'll keep you updated throughout the week. Our lows tonight will be in the upper 50s through low 60s, warmer towards the south. Tomorrow, all of us in the low 80s. Notice that average high is 88 degrees, and we will be nowhere near that In fact, we're dropping to the upper 70s over the weekend, especially even cooler possibly with that chance of rain that could be going up. But as of now, no rain until the weekend. For the first day of fall, a 30% chance of some showers.
Look forward to fall.
Yes, upper 70s in the forecast, so we're getting there.
All right, been waiting on this. Thanks, Jenna. Coming up, a search in Los Angeles for a gunman in connection to killing of a deputy shot and killed in his patrol car. Those details up next.
The Fresh Time Network is sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service.
Tragedy in California. An LA County Sheriff's deputy ambushed and killed as he sat in his patrol car. The 30-year-old gunned down just days after getting engaged. A search for those responsible. Here's Rhiannon Alley.
Police in California say a murderer is on the loose tonight after someone ambushed a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy on Saturday, killing him. Authorities say Deputy Ryan Klinkenbrummer was on duty, in uniform, and in his patrol cruiser near the Palmdale Sheriff Station when gunfire erupted around 6 p.m. Investigators calling it a targeted act.
It was an unprovoked attack on an honorable public servant. An attack on law enforcement community at large as well.
This surveillance video obtained by ABC station KABC is now part of the investigation. A dark-colored car can be seen slowly pulling up next to the deputy's vehicle and then pulling away.
The vehicle is described as a 2006 to 2012 Toyota Corolla, dark gray in color.
Klinkenbrummer was found unconscious by a Good Samaritan who called 911. He was transported to the hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries. First responders lining the route as the young deputy's body was transported to the coroner's office. His murder coming just days after the 30-year-old had gotten engaged.
He had so much ahead of him. And this coward, or cowards, took his life while he's sitting at a red light, waiting to serve our community.
That very community coming out to pay their respects as well.
I hope and pray that we catch that person.
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
California's Governor Newsom calls the loss horrific and, saying in a statement, Deputy Klinkenbrummer's devotion to community and country will never be forgotten. Coming up, the Falcons win by 1 on a late field goal. Graham Lee has sports next.
Accidents happen on AMIC.com to apply today.
Here's a final check of your 10-day forecast. Mostly sunshine this week with consistent temperatures, highs in the low 80s, our low temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. Then as we go into the first day of fall over the weekend, temperatures will cool down further into the upper 70s with the possibility of some showers.
Sliding on into fall.
Yes, getting there.
Yeah.
No more 90s, that's for sure.
Yes. All right, that's our report for now. Thanks for joining us. Good night.
Facebook or Instagram.
Guess which bed's right for you? Yes, you.
That's right. That's the problem. Your body's unique like you.
That's why Weinberger's offers bed mat. You come into our store, lay down on a patented diagnostic bed that determines the best luxury king-down mattress for your body.
Not just for anybody, for your body.
Can you take the guesswork out of buying a mattress at Weinberger's?
Yes, you can.